Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, thank you and your staff. We must also acknowledge the assistant speakers who have performed the role with professionalism that is widely appreciated across all parties in the House. To the cleaners, caterers, security staff, drivers, library and Hansard staff, as well as the many office staff in the precinct, thank you for your service. This building will not function without you, and wish you a happy and safe festive season. We also acknowledge all of the first responders and essential services, our policemen and women, firefighters, paramedics, doctors, nurses, corrections officers, and all those frontline professionals and volunteers that have kept our country safe and running this year. We thank you, and a special thanks to those who will continue working and looking after us through this holiday period. To our colleagues in New Zealand First, thank you for your support and excellent work to see us through another highly successful year, and supported by all of our parliamentary and ministerial staff. Now, by all accounts, the party New Zealand First has had an outstanding year. At this time, we often look back from where we have come from and where we are and where we will be. And reflecting back this time before the last election, no one gave our party any chance of being back here in this parliament. Well, today we are here, and the question is no longer if we'll get back, it's how many seats we will get. Well, we've got some news, and it's very good for everyone. We will turn these current polls into confetti. We are on a trajectory to make a major shift in the political landscape, and we aim to do even more than that. We have the team, we have the candidates, we have the party machine, and we have the support of Kiwis. This year we've been packing the halls around the country the old-fashioned way, with ordinary, hard-working Kiwi battlers who see the party talking common sense. They all see what it is that makes New Zealand's First different from any other political party. We are the only socially conservative party, and we're proud of it. We are the only nationalist party with a nationalist with a capital N. We are the only patriotic party, a word that is so often judged and criticised. We stand proud to be patriots of a country called New Zealand. What's more important is that we're the only party that brings political balance to the spectrum of extremes. Now, New Zealand First is not just running in another election next year. We intend to turn the next election on its head. So, watch this space. Yeah, but how are you liking it? We have said many times in this House over the past 2 years just how far Labor has drifted from its origins. They are no longer the party of the workers. They are now a party full of apparatchiks who have graduated from some sociology department, riddled with left-wing brainwashing propaganda. Most of them think that manual labour is the Prime Minister of Mexico. They're flawed in their thinking. They're so flawed in their thinking they can't even remember that just 2 years ago they left this country in such a state that we are even now struggling to clean up the mess. And yet right here, right now, they're starting to announce election promises requiring them to borrow, to tax more and spend even more. Too many know nothing about the economy and even less about politics. Here's one thing they do know. They will never win the next election when they sit there relying on those two other parties.
That's right. That's right.
The electorate never forgets, and nor do we. Labor has deserted the traditional blue-collar workers of New Zealand. The slow-boil movement of the party to the left has caused a huge number of long-time Labor voters to feel abandoned by a party that once stood for the ordinary, hard-working Kiwis. Instead, Labor now seems to care more about left-wing social justice issues, ideological crusades, woke cultural Marxism, the very same failings and racial obsessions of the Māori Party and the Greens. The once great Labor Party of Savage and Fraser has turned into a party of moral outrage and political inertia. And by the way, there is one party in this House who understands what a worker is, and you're looking at it.
That's right.
Got a record to prove it. Yes. For all those conservative and old-school Labor voters out there, you've only got one place to come, and we welcome you. As for the Greens, As for the Greens, they've proven themselves to be the most hypocritical, shallow, vacuous bunch of Marxists that we all knew they were. They've gone through more MPs than they have protests. Oh, by the way, where are your keepers now? Where are your keepers now? The biggest problem that the Greens have is their name. They are not a Green Party anymore. They are not even a little finger of Rod Donald or Jeanette Fitzsimons, people I knew, who, despite all their flaws, stood up and had purpose and principles. I dare because I knew them. You don't because you don't. The Green Party today is nothing but a shallow shadow of their former selves. They don't talk about the environment anymore. Look at this guy who arrived here 5 minutes ago. He's telling me how this world should be. How's that for damn arrogance? How's that for damn arrogance? Here, listen, here he is. Say he's off. They're so desperate for candidates, that's what they've got. They're so desperate for candidates, they've got many people like him. The Greens don't care about, nor do they understand the reality of our economic and social future as a country. They care more about gender, wokeness, unicorns, and a geopolitical war happening on the other side of the world that they know nothing about.
That's right.
When was the last time they asked a question in the House about the climate or the environment?
No.
The Green Party of just 20 years ago has morphed from an environmentally focused party with some values to back that up to a valueless, rudderless...
That's enough.
To a valueless, rudderless party who think that anyone that disagrees with them is evil and should be shouted down. Shoplifters, cheap labour exploiters, foreign-born Marxists and unstable narcissists, the last two donning a watermelon yarmulke and Hamas scarf during Passover. Just breathtaking what they've got away with here. And as for the Māori Party, they've tried their hardest to be the martyrs of the media for their shallow, transparent cause, but no one asked them of the Māori Party, so who do you actually represent? They suffer from the same affliction of the Greens, thinking they represent everyone green. Oh, no, you don't. Just as the Māori Party don't represent Māori, as the saying goes, to be ignorant of one's ignorant is the malady of the ignorant. The fact is the Māori Party are not pro-Māori. They are anti-everything that has given them the ability to sit in this very house. They are not pro-Māori. They are anti-democracy. They want a totalitarian race-based separate country. They want a separate parliament, separate laws and separate land. That is why they'll always be so divisive in their rhetoric. That's who they are and that's what they do. And who wants to work with them? Come on, Labor, tell me. Who of you wants to work with them? The Māori Party's in such dismay, the Māori Party's in such disarray that their own party is no longer. It is an utter disaster for the left, and they know it. I stood in this House at the start of this term in my very first speech and said that they wouldn't last long. I wasn't joking. In fact, this is what I said. Let me quote. I know a bunch of losers when I see them. Now, I wish them luck for the next election. I wish them luck for the next election, but they're so hopeless they wouldn't know what to do with it. In conclusion...
Now, Willie.
Now, Willie, I know the voice, I know the tremor on the voice of desperation when I hear one. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Having said that, Mr. Speaker, it is going to be a big year for many reasons in 2026. We are setting out to turn next year into a year that we look back on in wonder as a political watershed year. We are hearing all the talk and questions from the media even now, trying to get in front of the change they can't understand, but they suspect that's coming, trying to head it off with all their putative questions. They want to know what's happening next year. Well, there's only one thing we have to say to the media: get out of the way and watch the space. Happy Christmas.